so let's start with the power of intention. Okay, so Vijesh, you can see the slide on power of intention?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I can very well see it. Yes.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, so we start with the power of intention. So what is power of intention? It is basically about trying to figure out what I want, what is important to me, what matters most to me. So it's the core of the question, what matters most to me? And although we may think that we know that answer, right? But I can bet you that it'll require some thinking. So let me introduce to you a concept of emotional integrity. Right? We have all heard about emotional intelligence or emotional quotient, EQ, right? And most of the leadership books will talk about how EQ is better than IQ. You know, to be a good leader, you need to be high in EQ, etc., right? Now, we believe that emotional intelligence is still on the surface skill, right? There are basically two parts to it. You know, one is understanding my own emotions and to be able to manage them intelligently, and to be able to understand other people's emotions and to be able to manage them intelligently, right? So it is still on the surface skill. But we believe emotional integrity is more important than emotional intelligence. Emotional integrity is about your ability to look into the mirror and to be able to say that this is what I want for myself, regardless of what the society thinks. Ability to look into the mirror and to be able to say that this is what I want for myself, regardless of what the society thinks, or what the family thinks, or what my community thinks, or what my, anybody else thinks. What do I want for myself? Who do you think we are most dishonest with ourselves? Now, one of the questions that we ask our participants and over the number of years is, what is it that you care about the most? What is most important to you in life? What is it that you care about the most? And you know what the most common answer is? Okay, let me open it for, let everybody send it to me in the chat. What do you think is the most common answer to the question, what do you care about the most? Or who do you care about the most? So what is most important to you in life?
So let's see if there is any response. What is most important to you, to anybody? There is a response from one of the participants whose name is not clear. It says that he himself, myself.
Okay,
he says
fantastic,
myself.
Fantastic. Yes. What else? What else? Let's have some more answers.
For Dr. Anjali Gupta is saying family.
Yes, family. So that is typically the most common answer.
And Mr. Gaurav Arora is saying happiness for self. Dr. Atul Mathur, work, family. And Sarika Keswani ji, health of the family.
Right. So typically the most common answer to that question is family, right? And everybody says family, right? And everybody says family, even though it may not be true for them. Now, why do people say family, even if it is not true for them? Because it's the right thing to say. You see, so if you ask people what is more important to you, most important to you, or what do you care about the most easiest answer and the most acceptable answer is family, right? Let's say if you say power, money, say, oh my God, this guy you have to be careful with, right? Whereas if you say family, then you say, oh my God, it's a nice guy, I can be friendly with him, etc., right? And typically what we do is we'll go to this person and we'll look at their calendar for the last 6 months. And we say there is nothing in your calendar that shows that family is the most important thing to you in your life. So emotional integrity is all about being able to look into the mirror and to be able to say, what is important to me? What is it that I want, regardless of what anybody else says they want? for yourself, right? Regardless of what the society says. Because our view is that if, let's say, fame is more important to you, then accept it. That I want to be famous and work towards it, create intentions around it, create activities around it. And I can bet you that you'll become a better father, better mother, better family man, etc. Because otherwise, what we typically end up doing is we end up blaming our family for all our inadequacies. We all have heard statements like, I would have done such and such thing, except for because I have to take care of my family. Right? So the question is, stop blaming your family for your own inadequacies. So let's figure out what is it that we want for ourselves, what matters most to ourselves, irrespective of what people around us want. Emotional integrity, a very important concept, right? The second one is that we are all suffering from what I call as disease to please. About 60% of our activities on a daily basis are based on trying to not upset somebody else. Right? Now, we're not saying that you start upsetting people around you. That's not the objective, right? But the objective is that when you're making choices, can you make those choices consciously? Can you put some intentions behind it? And those intentions should be driven by what is it that you want? What is it that matters to you the most and what is important to you, right? Now, the next concept that I want to introduce is the balcony and the dance floor, right? One way to look at what is different that you want from your life is to get onto the balcony and look at the dance floor from the balcony. When we are on the dance floor and we're dancing with a partner, right, our view is very limited, isn't it? We are able to see probably our steps, probably our partner's steps, and that's it, and very limited view of what's going on the dance floor, right? And typically we have a very high opinion of ourselves in terms of how well we are dancing. Whereas when you get onto the balcony and see yourself dancing, you will realize how ridiculous you look. I think all of us have seen videos of our dances in weddings and the birthday parties, etc. Right? So we know how ridiculous we look. But to do that for your life, you have to get onto the balcony to be able to see what are the kind of changes that you want to make to your life to be able to live what I'm calling as an intentional life, right? So let's do one simple exercise on intentions, right? Typically we go through, three big exercises of self-discovery to get into that. But today we'll go into just one small exercise on intention, right? What is the one thing that you would like? So get onto the balcony, look at your life from the balcony, okay? And then see what is the one thing that you would like to change. And what does the new changed word look like? What impact would such a change entail? What further impact would ripple out from that one change? And why is this important to you? So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do this exercise for yourself. What is the one thing that you would like to change? So get onto the balcony, look at your life from there, right? And say, what is the one thing that you want to change in your life today that will make a big difference?